Hey y'all, so today's video is going to be how to hit a forehand, okay? Now we're talking about the game of tennis here, and a forehand is with your dominant hand. For me, my dominant hand is my right hand. So when I'm playing tennis, I'm going to grab the racket with my right hand, right? And it's going to be the most natural, comfortable position. Like if I were to grab a racket with my hand, I go like this, right? I just grab it. That just so happens to be the best position. Now the way that you're gonna grip it, if you're gonna learn from me and you're gonna do it the way I do it, the best way that you're gonna grip your racket when you're doing a forehand, you're gonna grip it a continental style. So it's gonna be where your top knuckle of your right hand, if you're left-handed, just flip this around. But the top knuckle of your right hand is gonna go on the right bezel. You see this line right here? Of the tennis racket. Now for me, I like to have almost my whole hand on the racket to where only a certain part is exposed. And you'll notice when I show you how to play tennis that sometimes I'll grip the racket all the way down here because that's only where I can get it at, and that also gives you a lot more whipping power. And then sometimes I'll grip up here if I'm trying to have more of a controlled, firm grip on the racket, and I just want to directly get it where I need it to go. That's only when I would come up here. Naturally, you're going to keep it down here, and this is going to be your primary swinging position. So first knuckle goes over this first line right here, and you just wrap around. There's supposed to be a space right here where you could stick a finger in and squeeze firmly in between these two fingers, and between your middle finger and your index finger. Now, when you get your hand on the racket, it's just the most natural grip. So just take it, boom, that's your tennis grip, okay? Now, when it comes to a forehand, a big chunk of a forehand is gonna be the wind-up process. So most of what I do when I'm sitting here waiting to expel a forehand is I'm gonna put my hand, if I know it's gonna be a forehand, I'm gonna put my left hand right here, which gives me optimal control, where I could separate this from my right hand if need be, but this allows me to get to the quickest way of positioning my right hand because it has stability, okay? So I'm gonna put my hand on like this, and this way, if a backhand comes, all I have to do is twist over my forehand grip and go, right? But for a forehand, I just do the most natural grip. I keep this for stability, and then I'll usually release the stability when I'm ready to release my attack, right? And the way that's gonna work is you're gonna take a look at where that ball is coming to you, and you're gonna position yourself in the perfect spot to where it is caught right out in front of you. So when I swing, I'm gonna be catching the ball right here on this side so that I could go up over the ball and come around and through the ball, and that's what carries the top spin over. So I'm gonna catch it right here. So the optimal position is gonna be this if you're doing a top spin non-flat grip. If you're doing a flat grip, or not a flat grip, but a flat swing. If you're doing a flat swing, it's gonna be like right here where you're catching it. And it's gonna have to be higher because you're hitting it essentially straight and down is what's happening with the forehand flat grip, right? Now for a normal forehand, for me, the best way to hit one, you can hit one open stance, which is gonna be like this, but that's not recommended unless you're a pro. Now a closed grip stance is mostly where you're gonna learn how to hit it. And that means one foot is pretty much locked in front of the other one. An open grip would be anything where this line of opening here is like open. You see, it could be anything like this, but once this locks over, this front foot locks over this back foot, it's now considered a closed stance. So I'm gonna usually hit this in a closed stance. Now, I will, if you catch me off guard, I don't mind hitting it like this. It's just, it looks silly and it takes all your power away. Your power comes from being able to control the swing. So let me show you the best way to hit a forehand. the best way, remember, first we have a closed stance. Next, we have positioning where the ball is right out in front of us. And then third is going to be your swing. So you want to drag the energy of the racket behind you as you're going for your swing. You want this to be behind so that you're leading it with your arm and your energy is going through to this center point where you are going to make contact with the ball. So it's going to look something like this. I'm going to step back just for example purposes here. You can see with any of these heads here, I'll show you how to do it on these. So the first part of it is the drag behind, which creates the energy into the center point of the racket. Now, when you're coming up on contact, you just allow the natural process to take through and you want to finish back here. This is your finish point. And follow through is a very important part because that's what creates and finishes out the top spin that you're creating through the forehand. Now, if you're hitting it flat, you're pretty much going side to side like that. And you can use an open stance because it's already a risky shot in and of itself. But normally you want to lock yourself up. Imagine the ball just right there. You could practice this in your head. What you're going to do, you're going to make contact right here at the top, and you're going to roll over the ball. Ready? Practice that over and over and visualize making contact with that ball. That is all the most important parts of hitting a forehand. And once you know that, you can hit balls really high. This is actually going to be hitting a ball. I'll show you here. It's going to be hitting a ball up here. So that's really all you need to know. And forehands are pretty simple and they're pretty easy, but it takes time to develop the fundamentals. And the fundamentals help you to where when it comes time, you'll be ready to hit any sort of forehand shot, whether it be a powerful straight shot with zero spin, or whether it be a spin move, front, back, and even in the air swinging forehand volley. So that's really all you need to know. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys coming through, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.